Left of the box. But again, just to point out the obvious, is that here we have women that if they were men and had these types of natural advantages, they would be applauded. They would be looked up to. They would be like, wow, look at these amazing men and what they can do. But since they're women who happen to have, elevated levels of testosterone, which can give them a natural advantage or a natural edge on some things, suddenly, oh, that's a bad thing. But everyone points to Michael Phelps. And he's literally referred to as a freak of nature because of his disproportionate wingspan, double jointed ankles, lung capacity twice that of an average human, body that produces half the lactic acid of a typical athlete, and he is rightly celebrated for being the greatest male swimmer in history. Meanwhile, female athletes with genetic differences that are legally discriminated against, harassed to no end. This is not about protecting women in sports. It's about protecting a very specific idea of what a woman is. And yeah, when it comes to people who are good enough to go to the Olympics, there's usually something about them that makes it possible. Because for some people, it does not matter how much you train. It does not matter, how much effort, how much heart, how much you want it. You may never be able to run fast. You may never be able to lift a weight. There are biological aspects that need to be in play in order for you to be a top level athlete. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And we have seen this all through history with people who have had differences in their body that has given them an advantage. And on the flip side, there's differences in bodies that give people a disadvantage. And it's not fair, but it's balanced. It is what it is. It's nature. There's variety. And it's about learning to use what you have to the best of your ability. And so you have these amazing athletes who would be applauded if they were men with these similar traits. And in fact, we see men all the time who are applauded with these abilities. And sometimes it can just be minor differences. I'm a bit of a freak of nature in my lung capacity. Because I remember being tested back in high school and stuff of that sort and whatnot. And I had the second largest lung capacity in the class, even though girls were supposed to have a smaller lung capacity than boys. But it's just something that's natural inside of me. It's not something I practiced on. And it always drives people insane when I do the whole thing because I can hold it for almost a minute. Or a minute. Breathing exercise that people do. There are just going to be some people that have natural advantages that will outperform everyone else. I have a natural advantage when it comes to art. I don't know how I do the art. It just happens. There are some people that will train all of their lives, that will practice art all of their lives, and will not be able to draw nearly as close as good as I can. This is just a natural advantage I have when it comes to art. It is, but, am I then supposed to wear gloves or mittens when I draw just so that other people can feel better about their drawing abilities? Are people with these natural gifts supposed to then somehow subdue them just so other people don't feel bad? It's ridiculous that we're even having this conversation because all through history, we've always admired people who've had these advantages because it shows us what humans are capable of, what the human body is capable of. The heights that people can jump, the speeds people can run, all these amazing gifts and talents. And if you want to, like, that's the thing. There are going to be some people who simply will never be able to win gold at some of these things compared to people with natural advantages. That's life. That's life. And it's just so frustrating that you have these amazing women who have amazing inspirational stories that are just being completely undermined by these right-wing lunatics who want to use them as rage engagement.